You've seen them. The person who walks into a room full of people and somehow ends up on the floor talking to the dog. The one who can have a full conversation with a cat that's actively ignoring them. The one who cries at a dog food commercial but stayed completely dry-eyed through the divorce subplot in that movie everyone else was sobbing at. You've probably called this person an animal person. Like it's just a quirky little label, a harmless personality trait. But it's not actually that simple. There's a reason some people connect more easily with animals than they do with most humans.
Let's actually look at what's happening underneath this. Animals, unlike people, don't perform. A dog doesn't pretend to be happy to see you. A cat doesn't fake interest in your day to be polite. There's no social mask. Researcher Erica Friedman's work on human-animal interaction found measurable physiological changes, lowered blood pressure, reduced cortisol, simply from petting an animal. The body relaxes in a way it often doesn't around other humans. This matters more for some people than others. Many deep animal lovers report a history of feeling misunderstood by people. Not necessarily mistreated, just unseen in some way. A pet doesn't require you to explain yourself. It doesn't need you to justify a bad mood or perform enthusiasm you don't feel. It just stays. That kind of unconditional presence is rare in human relationships. And once someone has experienced it, even briefly, it tends to recalibrate what safety feels like. There's also something happening around control and predictability. Animals communicate through consistent, learnable patterns. A wagging tail means something. A flattened ear means something else. Once you learn the language, it rarely lies to you. Human communication, by contrast, is layered with ambiguity, sarcasm, politeness, hidden agendas. For people who find that ambiguity exhausting, animals offer a refreshingly direct alternative. The relationship makes sense. The signals are consistent. Here's something that doesn't get said enough. A lot of animal lovers are deeply empathetic people who feel emotion intensely, sometimes overwhelmingly so. Caring for an animal gives that empathy somewhere safe to go. You can pour enormous tenderness into a creature that will never weaponize your softness against you. That matters for people who've been hurt by giving too much to humans who didn't reciprocate carefully. The animal becomes a place where vulnerability finally feels safe again. There's a particular kind of grief that surfaces here too, one that rarely gets validated the way it should. When an animal lover loses a pet, the grief is often dismissed by people who don't understand the depth of that bond. It was just a dog. You can get another cat. But for someone whose primary experience of safe, uncomplicated love came from that animal, the loss isn't small. Grief researchers have found that pet loss can trigger genuine, clinically significant grief responses, not lesser than human loss, just less socially acknowledged. They're often the ones who notice when someone's quiet at a party. They read body language well because they've spent years reading another species' subtle signals. That's not avoidance. That's just where your nervous system learned that love was safe to give. And honestly, the world could use a little more of that kind of love. The kind that asks nothing in return and somehow still gives everything.